Hey y'all. Uh Yesterday I made a video about people who expose fruits of darkness but don't realize that they're in the light too sometimes. So the light is also going to point out you. So God's going to put someone else in the light to point you out. Your fruits out. And you're either going to listen or you're just going to dismiss it. And I did tag a ministry yesterday, and I'm gonna tag that same ministry today, but because this is what I'm trying to say. I understand that you're trying to show people all these scary things that are coming to the earth, and you're exposing that. I get it. But when you go into talking about reptilians and people becoming reptilians and people being of a DNA of a viper or of the serpent, you're pretty much, you're standing so much in the light that you are pointing to people and saying they're too far gone to turn to God. Now, I don't know about you. You may have been raised in religion and think that you worship God by your religion and how you were raised. And you may have understandings of scriptures, but you also got to realize you do fantasize about scripture. But to say someone is too hard to turn to God, they're so far gone that they're a reptilian, they're a reptile, I have to beg to differ, because if I could turn to God, anybody could turn to God. And I'm not some mass murderer or anything, but if I could turn to God, if I can turn my attention to God, anyone can. And I stay by that. And I've told this ministry before, while they were exposing stuff that they expose, I said, these people would have to cut my head off because I would not go along with it. And that is something that I still stand by and believe. And truthfully, yeah, I've confronted this ministry with 1 Kings 18:20, and I'm not saying to him, are you serving Baal? I'm saying to him, are you serving a fantasy Jesus, or are you serving Jesus? Because so far, the fruits that I've seen is fantasy. People say that they run around and do all these conferences and, they're doing stuff for God, but I don't believe that they're living their faith off the camera or out of the conference view. Just something in who they are on camera, especially when they're exposing darkness, you can see that they lack things. And that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to get you to think of. To see if you are really in line with Jesus, or if you're just doing what you think you should be doing to serve God. Because that's the other thing, is if you believe that your works are some sort of proving ground that you are serving God, you're putting works over your faith. Works should follow your faith, not be your faith. But yeah, that's it. God bless you all, and shalom.